Hello, this is Tak Chung from Wok with Tak. People often ask me two questions about stir fry. First of all, they always ask me, is stir fry dangerous? And the second question they ask is that, does stir fry make a mess in the kitchen? In this video, I would like to address some of the safety issues regarding stir fry, as well as some tips of how to make stir fry not as messy as it might seem to be. Setting off the smoke alarm is common with stir fry. Once, a friend of mine was frying some egg in his wok, and he went into his bedroom to pick up a ringing phone. Then he started talking to his friend on the phone, and the next thing you know, he heard the smoke alarm went off in the kitchen. In order to cook food fast, the stove is generally set at the highest setting. However, if you are not paying attention, the oil can be overheated and exceed its smoking point. And what happens is that you're going to have a lot of fume in your kitchen, setting off the smoke alarm. There are two ways to manage the temperature of the oil in the wok. The first way is obvious, is turn down the stove. The second way is to manage the temperature by adding ingredients to the wok, and also by stirring the contents in the wok so that the temperature will never exceed the smoking point of the oil. Both ways works, but however, I will use the second way as my default approach because I want food to cook faster. However, if things get out of control, I will use the first way by turning down the stove. Two approaches I use to manage the temperature in the wok so that it will not exceed the smoking point of the oil. The first approach is by adding ingredients to the wok. When I add new ingredients to it, it will lower the temperature. The second approach is by stirring it constantly so that ingredients are constantly turned over in the wok so to keep the temperature low. So occasionally things do go out of control if I have not been paying attention to what I'm doing. So in this case, I simply turn off the stove. If I'm using an electric stove, then I will remove the wok completely from the stove. The oily mess so often associated with stir fry come from the fume that are released when an oil exceeding its smoking point. So therefore, having a cooking oil with a high smoking point definitely is an advantage. So over the years, I find stir fry is an art of temperature management. It is an art that you execute it properly when you do not exceed the smoking point of the oil, but you cook it near the smoking point so that you can cook it fast, but without causing the oil to break down and create a lot of fume. It took me a little bit of time to master this process, but over the years, I'm paying more attention to what I'm doing. So right now, I'm able to properly control the temperature in the wok. So I am making far less mess and I'm able to cook actually more efficiently. However, like every type of cooking, grease mess is unavoidable. I still create some grease mess from time to time, but by far it is much less than what I used to do. The final tip is that I use a cleaning agent called Glugon. You might have heard of it already. It is excellent for cleaning up the grease and mess. It is actually designed to clean up the sticky stuff that you associate with labels, and it works really well for removing grease from the surface of appliance. I dab a piece of folded paper towel with a little bit of this Glugon, and I'm able to wipe the grease off the surface appliance easily. I do that about once a month, and it keeps my appliance nice, shiny, and clean. So I hope this information is useful for you to reduce the grease accumulations that created from stir frying. But more importantly, I hope this information will also help you to avoid burning down your home during stir frying.